Did you know that Taylor Swift is secretly working with the NFL to have a fake relationship that peaks right before the Super Bowl to get Joe Biden elected? Did you know that they're working in conjunction with Bud Light to promote the gay in order to brainwash children? Did you know that all major corporations are going woke to spread a mind virus that helps promote Chinese fentanyl exports to Mexico through law and the super commies? No? Why not? You aren't heading to the Texas border right now to stop the invasion that's taking place? Well, we can explain all that, but first, a word from this video's sponsor, Boomer Brain. Is someone you love watching Fox News all the time and getting increasingly scared and paranoid? Is your racist aunt or homophobic dad sending you Minions memes to try and change your sinful lifestyle? Well, they may suffer from boomeritis. The good news is, it's curable, and simply by cutting Newsmax from their cable package or deleting their Facebook account can have a dramatic improvement on their mental health and the stability of general society. Don't let your loved ones suffer from boomeritis and take action today. Now here's the thing. The average voter has very clear concerns, and we know this thanks to polling data that shows oftentimes when it comes to politics, people are concerned about the economy, jobs, inflation, climate change, essentially safety and security for their family-style stuff, like what you'd expect. But things like if Bud Light is making doctors and nurses trans for the woke mind virus, it never really registers that high, if at all. In fact, far-right culture wars have shown themselves to be very unpopular politically because it kind of makes them seem like sick weirdos obsessed with children's channels.
But my senior year, I was forced to compete against a biological male.
That's unfair and wrong.
A man won the swimming title that belonged to a woman, and Senator Warnock voted to let it happen.
Warnock's afraid to stand up for female athletes.
Herschel Walker stands up for what's right.
I'm Herschel Walker, and I'm proud to.
But you'd never know that from watching any right-wing YouTube channel. If your news and politics diet is an unhealthy degree of the Daily Wire, you'd most likely think that culture war issues were way more important than they have effective political power. Yet even if some right-wing conspiracies are so batshit that they even make Matt Walsh start to wonder why the hell they're supposed to be upset by a famous pop star that his daughters probably listen to, you have to start and wonder how much of far-right fear-mongering is being done with intent, and how many of them are true believers. Don't get me wrong, I think there's probably a reason why Michael Knowles is so obsessed with hypnotic bisexual porn and its ungodly ability to turn people gay or bisexual or trans. It could warrant self-exploration and perhaps learning to love yourself more, but instead he, like many other conservatives, seemed pretty bent on profiting from making his own issues the world's problems.
That was... wow.
The truth is, the only people who will ever truly know if they're grifters or true believers are the pundits themselves. Undoubtedly, there's a sliding scale from Dave Rubin to Hitler in terms of how much they believe their own bigotry behind closed doors and how much of it is just for show or profit. We'll never truly be able to measure how much Tim Pool and Jack Pacific want a civil war versus how much they directly profit from selling prepper buckets to their scared shitless audience. If Alex Jones really thought the deep state and the Democrats were plotting to kill him, and the only potential for revolution was training his audience to avenge him, he probably wouldn't be working as hard as he can to poison them with overpriced dick pills. What may be more important to note in all this is the shifting of the Overton Window. The Overton Window is a range of political policies that is considered acceptable at any given time. For example, if you were to argue today about owning slaves, you'd be seen as a human monster. However, hundreds of years ago, that would have been perfectly normal, granted you were white. The goal for a lot of culture warriors is to try and shift the Overton Window to make the unacceptable seem more palatable. 10 years ago, for example, discussing the anti-Semitic conspiracy theory that white people are being replaced with foreigners for the intention of gaining political power amongst the elites would have had you branded as a Lauren Southern-style alt-right white supremacist weirdo. Now the former president of the United States not only echoes it out loud, but will incorporate elements of Mein Kampf into the speech.
They're ruining our country. And it's true. They're destroying the blood of our country. That's what they're doing. They're destroying our country. They don't like it when I said that. And I never read my. They said, oh, Hitler said that in a much different way.
My God, he admitted it!
You can see this happening in real time with Ye's anti-Semitic arc last year. First, he appeared on Tucker Carlson, who edited out some of the most racist parts of the interview.
Now you look up, and my kids are going to a school that teaches black kids a complicated Kwanzaa. I prefer my kids knew Hanukkah than Kwanzaa. At least it will come with some financial engineering.
Then he walked off of Tim Pool's set after Tim didn't completely 100% agree with his conspiracy that Jewish people control the media.
I think they've been extremely unfair to you.
Who was they, though? We can't say who they is, can we?
Corporate press. I'm not using I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking about.
It is them, though, isn't it? I mean, because
No.
because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about? Are you leaving?
Are you referring to the press?
He's gone.
Then Alex Jones had him on, for which was just a disaster of the highest degree, so much so that even Alex Jones looked speechless for the first time.
Well, that's right. You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler. How about that one?
Schwarzenegger said he loved Hitler. They gave him an award. I'm just saying, I don't like Nazis, and I don't like what some of the mafias are doing either.
In fact, Alex Jones tried multiple times to walk him back from the brink, saying that perhaps maybe he didn't love Hitler or the Nazis and just loved their costumes. And finally, in the human centipede of depravity, it ended with Gavin McInnes.
So I want to go over there and say anti-Semitism is a rut. Yes, they're overrepresented in media. They're overrepresented in banking and obviously Hollywood. No one denies that. But to sort of focus on this militia intent is a rut. It's the same when black people are like, whites ruined everything. I could never be successful because white people will be racist. That's an intellectual divot. It's an intellectual ditch. So I'm going to try to pull him out of the ditch and say, let's focus on the elites.
They wanted to agree with Ye's statement that Jewish people control the media. In fact, Steven Crowder was even echoing this sentiment.
I think that he's aiming sometimes a howitzer. He's being imprecise.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. But he's not wrong about everything. Look, is there a conversation to be had about secular humanists with Jewish last names in Hollywood exploiting people in positions of, the performance arts talent? Yeah.
Trying to normalize something that is considered disgusting by broader society. A lie that Jewish people control the media and the news, and that's where they wanted the Overton window to shift. But unfortunately for them, Ye was too far gone, and also has a history of not doing what other people tell him to say or do.
I can say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me. Now what?
And he was also hanging out with full-blown neo-Nazis like Nick Fuentes. So yes, he was openly praising Hitler, and that was an Overton window too far for even Alex Jones.
I don't like the word evil next to Nazis. I think we need to look at.
Oh, my goodness. Just because you don't like one group doesn't mean the other. But look,
The sad thing is, a lot of work had to be done to combat a lot of the negative fear-mongering done towards the LGBTQ plus community. People have fought and died for improved civil rights that modern LGBTQ plus people experience, and the acceptance of the community is at historic highs, especially amongst youth. Yet many far-right pundits have been trying to normalize an endless stream of gay panic hysteria just repackaged for trans people, that they're or pedophiles, that they're trying to convert or seduce children, and that brands that associate themselves with the movement by openly supporting it are doing so because they are part of a larger big trans conspiracy. As little as 4 years ago, the way Tim Pool would speak about LGBTQ plus issues is virtually unrecognizable by the same person we know today.
So all I can say is I wish nothing but peace and respect and dignity to all peoples of all faiths and all religions, all cultures, all identities, all nationalities, origins, etc. All I'm really hoping is to have a real conversation as to what should or shouldn't be.
He wasn't justifying the mass slaughter of LGBTQ plus people as a around and find out moment. He wasn't saying that LGBTQ plus people have mental illnesses and need to have their healthcare taken away.
I've always been independent. It just so happens that independents in most polls 2-1 are siding with Republicans for obvious reasons. Yo, a bunch of goddamn pedophiles are children. And when we're like, hey, stop associating all LGBT people with y'all keep doing it.
With every Bud Light that can be shot up, or children's reading event that can be raided by the Proud Boys with guns, the right tries to move the Overton window a little further to justify their bigotry. They don't seem like homophobes or racists if everyone around them acceptably believes things that are homophobic or racist. See, we're not a bunch of hate-filled fascists. It's the left that have lost its mind, and they're in a cult. They're trying to turn the kids trans to increase voter demographics of illegal aliens they import through MS-13 and Hezbollah using Chinese to put kids in Wayfair cabinets for adrenochrome extraction. So the Benny Johnsons of the world will continue to talk about Taylor Swift being a CIA asset to get Joe Biden elected, or spend all day vilifying the gays while they're searching premium cruise in their spare time. Michael Knowles will play multiple LGBTQ+ characters in his early work and do drag performances like Steven Crowder, but insist that it's also all insidious when the queers do it. Because people will click on it, regardless if they believe it to be true. But make no mistake, we should never allow them to normalize hatred or bigotry, because historically it never ends well. The first mass book burnings ever did were of Dr. Magnus Hirschfeld's Gender and Sexuality Research Institute, and Hitler considered him to be, quote, the most dangerous Jew in Germany. Numerous newspapers and bigots of their time in Germany wrote articles about the insidious nature of gay people and how they posed a danger to children. There's a reason the pink armband has been reappropriated by the LGBTQ+ movement as a symbol of survival and resilience. Never again means everyone, and bigots can stop being who they are at any time if they choose.
Howdy everybody. I just wanted to let you know that for the cost of a cup of coffee, you can unlock bonus uncensored episodes of Mind Explosions by going to patreon.com/theserfs. Our videos couldn't exist without your support, and all our content is released early to our Patreon subscribers, as well as a ton of extra content you can't get anywhere else. Please like, subscribe, and thumbs up this channel, and if you're feeling extra perky, share it anywhere you think people would like to see or learn from our videos.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Can you please hit the like and subscribe button and maybe leave a comment? It really does help the videos out. But first, the people who produce everything you see before you and make this entire channel possible: Amazing Fletch, Anna Loves Riley, Ariane McCarthy, Cheryl Alvarez, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Hagbard Celine, Multimondi, Omni, Peanut Butter Blondie, Political Puppy, Quiet 185, Rachel K, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Ruby K, Cernicus, Spinach Monster, Stellar Vision, Sebastian Demel, Trevbot.exe, Words Greenwood, and Travis McClinton. And also thank you to every other person who helps fund this show. Their names are on the screen right now. It would not be possible without every single one of them. We cannot thank you enough. And if you want to join the Patreon, please come to patreon.com/theserfs and help us exist.